Please remember, while Fuller House is a family show, the Fullest House podcast is not. Therefore, listener discretion is advised. Welcome to Fullest House, where we have a surprise in the kitchen. It's a cow. The surprise is a cow. Anyways, I'm Harrison Bloom.
I'm Zach Horowitz.
And I'm Mark Greene.
So, we have a cow in the kitchen.
We do have a cow in the kitchen in this episode. That might be the highlight.
Possibly.
Might be. I think it is.
I mean, we've wanted a horse in the kitchen the whole time. But the cow is pretty good.
I forget if I said it in the episode, but in the episode where there were a bunch of roses in the living room, when we were watching that the first time, when Max ran in and said, guys, you won't believe what's in the living room, I said to you guys, oh, I hope it's a horse.
And then we all started chanting, horse.
And
And it wasn't a horse, and we were very disappointed.
It wasn't a horse. But then a few episodes later, there is a cow in the kitchen.
So we accomplished something.
Exactly.
Also, I want to point out, there is an episode of Full House, the prequel series Full House.
Yes.
Where there is, in fact, a horse in the living room. I don't know what it is with this universe and barnyard animals just being in the house. Also, I don't know if I'm psychic or something.
It's crazy sitcom shenanigans.
I wouldn't put it past you. Yeah. You seem like the psychic type.
Well, think of a number. Think of a number.
Okay.
This is going to be hard because both of you are thinking of numbers. 12 and 75.
Close. It was 69.
42.
Nice.
Did you say nice to 42, or were you nicing yourself, Zach? Be honest with me.
I was nicing myself.
I was gonna nice you, but then Harrison said his number.
I know. I was waiting for someone to say nice, and then Harrison just came in and was like, I got 42. This is more important than your stupid sex number.
I mean, to be fair, it is.
So, I think we've determined without a shadow of a doubt, Mark is psychic sometimes.
Yes, that's what it must be.
Definitely sometimes.
It's just if you tell him to prove it, he gets very nervous, and his psychic powers don't work as well.
I do also want to talk about the beginning of this episode, but while we're on the topic of psychics, there is a Raven Simone shout out in this episode.
Yes.
Yes.
And guys, it is so Raven.
It's very Raven.
So Raven.
Yeah. But, do we want to talk about the beginning of this episode, Mark? You were saying you wanted to get to it.
No, I could keep talking about That's So Raven. For example, I find it very weird that most of the show is like she's a normal high schooler and it's about her misadventures as a high schooler. But then also she is psychic. And that's not like telegraphed in the title or anything. It's just she's psychic, she has visions.
That's right.
Yeah, it was really weird to me because I didn't watch that show growing up. So I found out at a much later date when I was in high school or college that she's actually a psychic because I didn't watch it. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I liked That's So Raven.
Because I've never seen an episode, but I do know Cory in the House, the greatest anime of all time.
So the beginning of this episode. What was the beginning of this episode? Oh right, Stephanie's Walk of Shame.
Yes, Stephanie arrives.
The Uber of
home.
Shame.
Yeah, that's right.
The Uber of
and
Shame.
She's not ashamed of it, she points out.
You're good on her.
So maybe we shouldn't judge.
That's true.
Though DJ does say, was this a walk of shame? And Steph is like, it wasn't. I've just been spending the night with random guys. And I'm only arriving now.
Yeah, I guess apparently she's not a jinx to everyone.
Yeah.
Because they really started going for her because she rejected Hunter Pence.
Yeah, because she
television.
broke up with Hunter Pence on television.
Maybe they're fans. Maybe they're non-San Franciscoans and they're dating her because they want to jinx the San Francisco sport teams. That is possible.
I do just... She's still a jinx for the San Francisco sports teams, no matter who she's dating.
Everywhere you look.
I don't know about you guys, but it is a major turn on for me for a woman to be broken up with on live television.
Yeah.
No, she broke up with him.
That's true. Sorry.
Especially if it's a very sad, crying breakup where she then gets
escorted out of a ballpark,
taken away by security.
Anyway, what we do find out is that after being very sad, Stephanie is San Francisco's most eligible bachelorette.
Yes.
Although, might I point out, oddly enough, this has nothing to do with the rest of the episode.
Yeah.
That's right.
That is
right. It has
valid
nothing
point.
to do with anything.
I so thought that they were going to be setting up something about Stephanie's dating life, or we're going to see her on some crappy date, or like it's going to go to her head that she has all these dates and then something happens.
Nope.
But no, instead, Kimmy comes in, DJ tells her, hey, that retirement party you're planning for my boss, he wants it to be Indian themed, so you're going to have to make it Indian themed. And Kimmy's like, I can't do that. I need help.
Stephanie, you're sad alone and have no life.
Can you do my menial tasks? And she can. She can do those things.
She can.
Setting up an actual job interview in the kitchen. This is all pre-cow, by the way.
Yes. This show can be divided into...
Yeah, there's two separate eras of Full House.
There's... I was going to make a more specific... I was going to make a joke with it and then realized there's BC... and it's not AD after dairy. It's AD. It is AD.
After dairy. AD.
After dairy. We're in the year of approximately 1 BC in the show. In terms of the show.
And I will say, I do really like, during the interview, Kimmy says, well, I'm going to have to check with your references. She makes a phone call to DJ, who is in the room, and says, like, hello, this is a phone call regarding Stephanie Tanner. And DJ says, she's broke, just hire her.
Yes.
In the long-running thread of Steph is a mess.
Yep.
Yes.
Which I wrote down in my notes.
I think it's important to know. But also, meanwhile, DJ is going out for work. And meanwhile, Ramona and our boy J Money are trying to hack into DJ's computer.
Yeah, and this hacker is very over the top. He's a real egotist. He's a Mr. Robot style.
Well, no, you see, the computer told them that their Nigerian prince uncle was reaching out to them to give them their life fortune.
Well, of course.
I think we did skip a step. They hack into DJ's computer so they can watch R-rated movies. But they get hacked themselves, and there's a computer virus on DJ's computer.
And then they meet the Nigerian prince.
Yes.
Yes.
Who whisks them away to a fabulous life of wealth and luxury. I assume.
That Nigerian prince just so happens to be Max, who is also in the room.
I was just about to say that! Damn it!
Harrison, I'm the transition guy here. You should know this.
For a second, I thought you were going to do one of those jokes. And that Nigerian prince? Steve Jobs. But no, they immediately go, the computer was hacked. We need money to fix this. And they don't have any money because they're children. But do you know who does have money and is a child?
Max, the Nigerian prince.
An even younger child.
I understand Max is like, he's set up as a neat freak. He's a very good boy. I understand it's very much in his character to like save his allowance to do certain things. But I do really like that for some reason Max is just loaded.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget that we also is like waiting in a spinning chair back towards Ramona and J Money the entire time waiting for his cue.
Max would not be a bad supervillain.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's very Bond villain-esque.
Yes.
He moves the chair away from its usual place to the steps. Like, it's right next to the bottom of the stairwell. He really wanted to make it dramatic.
You know, I just like see Max with like Cosmo on his lap or something, just petting him like nice and gently as he's telling them about his money.
I do want to say, we left it out. I want to say before we forget, DJ almost catches J Money and Ramona with her computer, and they quickly hide it and try to act casual. And I think DJ says, like, why are you acting weird? And Jackson says, J Money just keeping it real.
It was wonderful. I also forgot there's also one thing we forgot to mention earlier about the first scene. Because before Kimmy comes in, Steph and DJ are talking about how sad Steph's life is right now. How she just goes out at night, and in the day she just stays at home and watches The View.
Yes.
Or The View, The Talk, or The Real. That's her main dilemma during the day is what's she gonna watch, The View, The Talk, or The Real.
That's right.
To which DJ responds, The View. It has to be The View.
Yeah.
Because she was on The View.
Not DJ Tanner Fuller. Candace Cameron Bure.
Yeah, which really begs the question of, like, when Steph is watching The View, does she ever watch it and think, like, wow, this Candace Cameron Bure girl looks a lot like my sister?
Maybe it's like that 90s movie, The Last Action Hero, where all of the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies have Sylvester Stallone in the Arnold Schwarzenegger universe.
Instead of Candace Cameron Bure, it is Sylvester Stallone on the
Yes!
No,
Yes!
I want to see this. Is this our spin-off for the episode, The View, except Sylvester Stallone is there?
Yes, and he does fight crime.
Yeah, I was about to say yes. They also fight crime.
Tyler brings up the very good question of how does J Money and Ramona know immediately that it's going to cost them $100 to fix the laptop?
Oh, easy. Well, the Nigerian prince asked them for $100, and Max is the Nigerian prince.
Sure. I was going to say they're computer hackers.
Hacker man.
Okay, that's possible.
I'm in.
They've been in the business. They know what it's like.
They've been in the business for 23 years, and they're only in 9th grade.
That's what we think.
My name is Blaze with an X.
Where's the X?
The Z.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to keep you in suspense, but it's definitely replacing the Z.
Oh, I was fully prepared to go on with this bit of, like, where's the X? And you don't respond. I'm like, where's the fucking X?
I'll never tell.
But yeah, they need $100 because right now DJ's laptop just has a picture of a skull and crossbones and some real hacky shit, and it says you got pwned on it, which, like, I don't think anyone has used,
like real hackers do.
Yeah, like, I don't think anyone has used the word pwned since, like, 2013.
I know when I'm hacking, I always put up a very ominous picture of a cartoon skull and crossbones and say, "You just got hacked, sucker."
You just got hacked, bitch.
It's for the thrill of it. I'm not stealing your information. I just want you to know I'm smarter than you.
It's for the fun of the kill.
So, because Maps has $100 and J Money and Ramona need that $100, he is making them pay him back, and with interest payments. Interest meaning showing interest in him by being his slave.
Yes. I do want to say once more, when they go to J Money and Max's room to get the money, and Max makes them close their eyes and turn away from the closet, because the closet definitely isn't his hiding place. Which, I know they kind of show us, but where is his hiding place? Where do you think it is? Because it's not the closet, because he says it's not the closet.
Maybe under his bed?
I think he has a safe in the wall.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say it's like the Pulp Fiction strategy where he just shoves it up his ass.
Yes. He shoves $100 off his ass. I do want to say that when he brings out this big plastic bag full of money, Jackson says, "Wow, and they call me J Money." And Ramona says, "Nobody calls you J Money." And one, that's a perfect exchange. Do not change a thing.
But at the same time, we also immediately responded with, "We call you J Money."
That is true. We call you J Money. I've been saying Jackson in these lines where he calls himself J Money just to accentuate the humor.
Highlight the
But
yeah.
I do want to point out that in the first episode that he calls himself J Money, we went, is this the only time it took them so long? Maybe we hyped it up and we're imagining that it's all over the place. And then
every episode
since he calls himself J Money. This episode twice. And it's
wonderful.
all the time. It is 100% his nickname.
I wonder what motivated the decision. Like, did they call him J Money? And then that was so funny that they decided to drop the bad boy thing and just dive into the sadness that is J Money. Or did they make a conscious decision to choose a stupid nickname?
J Money.
J Money.
Well, we do know that Lola, who is the progenitor, I mean, she doesn't call him J Money, but she causes him to call himself J Money because he's trying to act all suave.
Yes.
We do know that Lola is the one who breaks him.
That's true.
It's in his interactions with Lola that he goes from being a bad boy to a very sad boy.
To a sad boy.
That's right. Yes.
That is very fair.
Money.
Money. They have to be interested in Max, and this involves, in this scene, rubbing his feet.
Yeah.
It's getting kind of quiet in the room, so they start sending out Max's favorite jams. This little piggy went to the market.
It's this very unsettling mixture of mafia boss and 7-year-old, which is what he is.
Yeah.
Where he says,
Really?
it's getting a little quiet in here. And it's like, if he was an adult, it'd be like, sing for me or do some sex thing. But instead it's, why don't you give me a round of this little piggy?
Now I just want to see, like, The Godfather, but, like, De Niro and Al Pacino are just replaced by 7-year-olds.
Yes. I know we said the Sylvester Stallone thing would be the spinoff, but can I also suggest Godfather Babies?
Godfather baby.
It's like Muppet Babies, but with The Godfather.
Yes, exactly.
So, now they're his slaves, and in the meantime, DJ goes to work, where her boss is going through his midlife crisis, I presume, because he's giving up all his worldly possessions.
And moving to India, and giving the clinic to his son,
She
Matt.
very casually drops that she says, instead of retiring to Florida, he's moving to India. Which is, like, fine, but it seems like a very, like, split-second decision.
And he has such great respect for Indian culture. He really shows off that he knows so much about the people
He does
of India.
a very stereotypical Indian accent a bunch of times in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was also saying this to Mark and Harrison before he started speaking. I don't know why it was like this in my head, but in my mind, because he appeared in the series once before, but I don't know why in my mind I just imagined him having like a really thick New York accent. It's me, Dr. Harmon. I'm moving to India.
Moving to India's. I do also want to point out, Matt, before he lived in San Francisco, like, lived in Florida. So, like, maybe they even have family there or, like, roots there. Like, it's a decision. It's fine. I have no problem with people moving to India. But it seems like a snap decision from a very white man who has this idealized image, very stereotypical of what India is.
Yeah. But, yeah, he announced he's leaving, and he's giving the clinic to his son, Matt.
Even though DJ thought he was going to give it to her, because she's worked for him for 7 years.
7 years, Jesus. Yeah, that's a dick move.
It's also his son, though.
But still.
Yeah, no, I don't fault him for being like, I'm giving the family business to my son, who is a veterinarian who ran his own clinic and is thus qualified.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's kind of a dick move that the only other vet working for you, who has also worked there 7 years, like, isn't even in the conversation.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like, she even says that, like, he had previously been grooming her for the position of, like, taking over the clinic.
I will say, I do love, my favorite part of this exchange is Dr. Harmon says to DJ, yeah, I always wanted to pass the family business to my son, but I couldn't do that until he moved to San Francisco to be closer to you. So, DJ, this is all your fault. It's because of you.
It's all your fault, DJ. How could this happen?
Happened to me. Made my mistake.
That's another section of what we call musical bits.
Musical bits. Stay tuned for more.
You can put in the musical sting again, Tyler.
I think this might be the second or third time I've sang that song. I really gotta stop
I don't know
doing
that song. I haven't noticed that song, but that is our second time making a joke reference to our very real segment, musical bits. Musical bits.
Yeah.
So DJ goes home. Before she does that, there's a very cute dog giving a double high five. Just felt that should be mentioned.
Doggo.
Also, I will say, everybody has golden retrievers in this show. There are a lot of golden retrievers that show up.
Yeah, it's
Nobody
weird,
has
right?
any other kind
There's
of dog.
so many.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do also want to point out something that Tyler just texted. Harrison, you said Dr. Harmon was grooming DJ to take over the clinic. Grooming? at a vet clinic. Ayo.
Ayo. I was ready to move on to the next scene. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah. So it cuts back to Stephanie getting a bunch of fun stuff for the party, and she's like, "Yeah, it was really good. I did a lot. I got it done really quickly." And then I asked myself, what would Kimmy Gibbler do? Because that's what Kimmy told her to do. And here is our amazing dramatic reveal.
I do also want to say, Stephanie says to Kimmy, and I got the perfect thing for an Indian-themed party. And I was like,
Yes.
What is it? Is it like, did she get I forgot what it was. So I was like, did she get an elephant? Like a crew of Bollywood dancers? Just like some really good curry or something? I don't know.
Nope.
Right, like you would expect something that you could actually interact with at a
Nope,
party.
sacred cow in the kitchen.
But nope.
Sacred cow in the kitchen.
It's not just, you're right, it's not just a cow, it's a sacred cow.
Which I'd also like to say, isn't there something a little weird about, like, we're having an Indian-themed party for white people, so we got something of religious importance to Hinduism. It's like, everybody's favorite part of a bar mitzvah party, the Torah. That's what this group of 12-year-olds dancing to club music needs. Religious items.
The Torah.
Yeah, you know what these kids need? Jesus.
That's anti-Semitic, Zach.
Yes, at every church gathering. So, yes, they have a sacred cow. Where do you buy a sacred cow?
From the sacred cow store.
Yes. I suppose that is where you get a sacred cow.
Yeah.
I never like going to the sacred cow store. I feel like they're always ripping me off.
How can you really know they're sacred, right? I mean,
But to be fair,
Toby.
Toby's a great guy. He has like 4 kids. I'm happy to support him.
Oh, you know Toby too?
Yeah, Toby. He runs the sacred cow store.
Yeah, I know Toby. I love Toby.
Yeah, where do you know Toby from?
Oh, yeah,
The sacred cow store, duh.
Yeah, the sacred cow store.
Yeah, it's his store.
We also play lacrosse on the weekends.
Oh,
Toby's a great guy.
He keeps inviting me to lacrosse nights, but I can't make it.
You should come. We have like
Oh, I totally want to come.
we have like our own rules. It's a whole thing. We'll show you.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
Well, now that we've established that Zach and I'll see each other on lacrosse night.
I hope you guys wear masks.
Yeah, socially distant lacrosse.
Make sure that you're not checking each other or whatever they do in lacrosse.
Well, that's part of the rules. I'll get into it when we're there. You can come too.
Socially distant.
I'm sure Toby won't mind.
Thank you.
Yeah, Toby's a good guy.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've never been to his lacrosse nights. Yeah, I should do that.
But yeah, Steph shows Kimmy her big surprise, which is a sacred cow
In the
and
kitchen.
it's very weird on a number of levels.
Yes.
Most apparent, yes, it's in the kitchen. I don't know why she didn't just like leave it in the backyard, given that that's where I would put a cow.
Well, in fairness to her, the cow's leash has a bit of fence on it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And she even says, "Oh, well, I didn't invite him in." So the cow is just really strong.
The cow just broke into the house.
Yeah, that's right. The cow is a master criminal. He broke the lock and snuck into the house. But I do like that Kimmy immediately says, "What did you do? This isn't what I would have done." And Steph was like, "No, you're Kimmy Gibbler. You're weird, and this is your cow now." And Kimmy's like, "This is not my cow." She says that a bunch of times.
And then J Money, Ramona, and Max come in, and they're like, "Oh, cool, Kimmy got a cow."
Yes, they're very excited about the cow. This is so much better than our stupid dog, Cosmo. We have a cow now.
Yeah.
They can do cow tipping. They can get milk.
You can get milk. That's right. You can't get milk out of a dog.
That's true. I mean, technically, I guess dogs.
I mean,
like, I guess dog milk technically is a thing, but well, like puppy, not like that anybody would drink. Like puppies would drink it.
you can milk anything if you're brave enough.
By the way, I don't want to think about dog milk at all.
So DJ comes home and she's and they have the brilliant decision of just getting in a line in front of the cow.
They scramble for a few seconds to try to figure out where they'll put the cow where DJ won't see it. And then they go, this was a terrible idea. And they all stand in a straight line, like bunched together in front of the cow so DJ can't see the cow. A perfect plan.
And it's like a whole bunch of shenanigans ensue from there, honestly. So DJ's like, oh, guys, I'm not doing very good. You know, Dr. Harmon came in today and said he was leaving the company to Matt. And then the cow moves. And then everyone goes, boo.
To hide the moo.
Boo. Get it?
That makes so much sense.
My favorite shenanigan is when DJ is looking through the fridge and she says, oh, we're out of milk. And Max says, no, we aren't.
I love where he's at right now. Like, his first plan is to get milk from the cow. Like, that is like, yeah, we have milk now. We have an infinite supply of milk.
Why didn't we always live on... Guys, we should open a farm.
That's their third spin-off?
Yes.
The Max starts the farm.
We are knocking them out of the park today with these spin-offs.
Yes.
Yeah, Netflix, if you're listening to this, hit us up.
Please.
We've got a whole lot of pitches for you.
Yes, we're steadily collecting
There's
pitches.
so many.
I do want to say it's very fun. They like shuffle around and move, so they're always in DJ's line of sight. And DJ like moves close to them and sits at the table, like a foot away from the cow. They're the only things in between. And she still doesn't notice the cow.
Yeah.
She's like, something smells awful in here. And I was genuinely waiting for one of them to say, oh, sorry. Which I don't think happened.
It gets to the point where like she's sitting down to eat something. Eventually she drops her fork or spoon or something. And everyone's like, oh, I'll get it.
And DJ...
And DJ's like, no, I'll get it. And she goes to grab the spoon. And she comes face to face with the cow who's just kind of chilling.
Face to face with Mr. Cow. That's the cow. That's our other spinoff. It's the Cow's talk show. Face to face with Mr. Cow.
Yes.
4 spin-offs.
That's got to be like some kind of new record for the show.
We are on fire today, I must say.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are on it.
So cows can't go downstairs.
No.
And the porch has stairs.
It's best if you don't think about it.
Yeah, they're gonna have to kill that cow.
They got another sacred cow.
They killed the first cow and they got another sacred cow.
They killed the first cow off screen, and then they got another sacred cow.
It was very sad. Max is never gonna be.
Toby
the
was doing a buy one get one free
it's
deal.
True. Yeah, when those happen,
gotta love
Toby. And when those happen, you gotta take advantage of it. Like,
exactly.
It's not all the time. It's just specials, and like
that's right.
You gotta be on the email newsletter, but like it's a very funny newsletter. Toby's a great guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. God, we should get Toby on our podcast.
We should have Toby on our podcast. No promises. We're not.
Tell us about how he got into the sacred cow trading business.
Hey guys, it's me, Toby.
Toby.
Hey Zach.
Hey Toby.
Hey Harrison.
Toby,
What's
this is
up?
our friend Harrison. He's very excited to meet you.
Hey Harrison.
And Toby, I'm coming to the lacrosse game next Saturday night.
Oh yeah, that's 100% okay.
Hey, is that okay?
It's gonna be the
thanks,
most
man.
fun time ever. I'm Toby.
All right, well, thanks for stopping by, Toby.
All right, gotta go back to the cow store. Bye.
Bye, Toby.
Oh wow, there goes Toby. Did I miss him?
Oh, he just left. Damn it.
Oh, you just missed them.
Ah, dang.
Well, we'll get him back on the podcast again.
Yes.
Everybody should know that Toby suspiciously looks a lot like me in a pair of glasses.
You know, Mark, yeah,
with a mustache.
I've been meaning to ask you about that. Yeah, like, he looks a lot like you with glasses on. And I don't think I've ever seen you and Toby in the same room at the same time.
No, we've definitely been in the same room together. Right?
Really?
Yeah, look.
Then bring
look,
Toby
I'll call
back.
him over. Hey, Toby, just come back 1 second. All right, I'll come back.
Toby, are you back yet?
Yeah, I'm here. It's such a bad voice. I don't know why It's making me laugh so much.
Mark, where did Toby go?
Here. Why don't you? I'm right here. Hey, everybody. Hey, Toby. See, we're here together. I'm putting my arm around Toby, and I'm putting my arm around Mark. We're just gonna have fun together. Hey.
Oh, that's so great.
I see that I was wrong. I'm sorry for ever doubting you, Mark, and also Toby.
It's all right. I have to go again. Bye, everyone.
All right, bye, Toby.
Bye, Toby.
Bye.
Bye, Mark.
Bye, Toby.
Bye, Zach. Bye, Harrison. Bye. Well, that was Toby, everyone.
That was Toby.
Oh my god.
He's so nice.
Yeah, he's such a great guy.
Man, he's such a great guy. He's the best guy.
Best guy.
Mark, are you okay?
No, somebody else has to take it.
So DJ takes this cow, the sighting of this sacred cow in total grace, in that she is way too tired to deal with it. So she just goes upstairs and relaxes. And in the meantime, everybody else sets up the party, which is totally racially sensitive.
Yes.
A very racially sensitive Indian-themed party full of white people.
With at least one Indian present, definitely. With at least one actual Indian person there.
I think there was.
There might have been like one.
I actively tried to find some.
There might have been like one.
They might have.
There
might have been black. I don't even know.
Everybody's all dressed up.
Everybody's all dressed up.
It's a real culture. A culture isn't a Halloween costume moment, I'd say.
Yeah.
And then J Money and Ramona bring out Max on a wagon, and he's dressed up all, like he came out and I started singing Prince Ali from Aladdin.
Yeah.
Which I also realized like right afterwards. I was like, oh wait, no, that probably doesn't work with the Indian theme. But
no, it doesn't.
No,
but
it
also,
doesn't.
I do want to say that during the screening, after you said that, Tyler started going, J Money, fabulous he.
Yes, that was also a wonderful moment. Like it didn't really fit, but it also kind of did. It's the kind of vibe they were going for, honestly.
Yes. There's no way we can be, in this moment, describing the party less culturally sensitive than the actual party was. Probably not. I'm not going to exonerate us from ever messing up, but yeah, it's they're having fun.
Having fun. And Dr. Harmon comes up to say thank you everybody for this party. It's so great. I'm glad to give the business to my son Matt, and I couldn't have done it without DJ, who's been working for me for so long. Come say some words, DJ.
And
really puts her on the spot.
Oh yeah.
And to her credit, when she's put on the spot like this, she performs terribly.
Yeah. Instantly says, I'm starting my own.
It's like, DJ,
clinic.
this is his retirement party.
But enjoy the party. I'm starting my own clinic. Anyways, enjoy the party.
It's not about you. Just celebrate for a bit and then like tomorrow bring up the news. Go.
Yeah, and then right afterwards Matt comes up to her and is like, DJ, I wanted to talk to you about this, but you wouldn't let me do it earlier. I want us to be partners and do Harmon Fuller Pet Care.
I want us to be partners in the business, but also with sex.
Yes. Mixing business and pleasure.
Yes.
A great idea.
And yes. And so DJ agrees, and then they all do a synchronized choreographed Indian dance.
Well, Kimmy is complaining to Steph. She says, this party is a total disaster. Everything's going wrong. Which, not everything's going wrong, but it's just kind of like a bit of a boring party. She does say the cow got into the curry, and something bad is going to happen.
That's bad.
But Steph says, I know what to do. We should stop thinking like Kimmy Gibbler and start thinking like Stephanie. And she starts dancing, and there's a huge Bollywood-style dance number.
Which is, again...
They're all super
they're all super into it. It's all perfectly choreographed. Like, everyone knows how to do this spontaneous dance.
There's even a line where Matt says, oh, dancing isn't really my thing. And then he immediately starts doing it.
Yeah, immediately goes into it.
Well, many colleges have a Bollywood dance club. And there is often at least one white person in that club. So it's not impossible that everyone at this party knows how to dance.
The chances
like
are
in a
very
Bollywood
slim,
movie.
Harrison.
I was gonna say, you're right. There also is at least one white person at this party. And in
Yes.
fact, many more.
many.
That's where the at
more.
least comes
Yeah.
into play.
But yeah, they were all in their college Bollywood dance teams.
Yeah.
Except for the kids. They're not in college yet, but they did their middle school Bollywood dance
Well,
team.
they were taught by their parents who were in the Bollywood dance teams. Yeah. Ramona is a dancer.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
wait, I also do want to mention, like, they do set up, like, the first scene in the episode, we forgot to mention this earlier, is just Ramona dancing,
Yeah.
and it's not set up, like, it's just kind of a random scene.
I will say the very first scene or joke in the episodes are always some joke that doesn't really have anything to do with the rest of the episode.
Yeah, it's like a cold open.
Like I've been making a note of them. It'll be stuff like Max did something and he's blaming it on Tommy or something. It's a cold opening, except it's not before the credits,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is very weird.
But, like, I don't know, for this one it just really stuck out more to me, for some reason.
Well, I think because they spent so much time like on Ramona dancing, and then that's not even the point of the scene. The point of the scene is
Yeah.
Tommy's covered in toilet paper, and Max needs to use the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So Ramona just gives him the baby.
Yes.
Yeah. But first she gives him a piece of the toilet paper, and then he's like, nah.
This will not satisfy me.
I am not satisfied. Give me more paper, girl.
Give me the child.
Zad, you and I have siblings, and we know that that's the purpose of them, to wipe our asses with them. Yeah.
No, you're weird.
When they're covered in toilet paper and they use all the toilet paper, it's very necessary.
Okay, yeah, I guess if there's like that one circumstance.
Yeah.
But yeah, after the dance number, Dr. Harmon thanks Kimmy and Stephanie for the great job they did. There's a line where he thanks them for the valet parking. They say we didn't have valet parking, and he said, "Oh, well, I paid someone to steal my car then." He does
It's just glossed over.
Yeah, he does the Indian accent again, which is not a great look.
He does also say that he's giving up all of his material possessions, so he leaves them a very large tip for Gibbler-style party planning.
Yeah, and Kimmy says she'll pay Stephanie in a toothbrush and a bus pass because she's a new employee. And Steph accepts because, as we've established, Steph is a mess.
Yep.
Yes.
She's broke. Apparently, she doesn't have a toothbrush. At least she can use the bus now.
Mhm. Maybe she intends to sell the toothbrush. Like, maybe she has a toothbrush, but every cent counts.
That's fair.
Which, to be fair, is equally or more sad than not having a toothbrush. Yeah, Steph and Kimmy decide to go into business together. Oh, I wanted to mention there's a line when DJ first walks into the party with Tommy in tow. Matt says, and I quote, "Swami Tommy with his hot mommy."
Oh, yes. Yep. It was
God,
very
that
weird.
line.
It was.
That is a very cringy line.
Oh, it was so weird.
The show has a lot of lines about how DJ is just hot.
Yeah, it's a very sad line from Matt. Speaking of sad boy of the week.
What a transition, Zach.
Thank you.
It's always good when you say sad yourself and then say speaking of sad.
I feel like I've used that same transition like multiple times.
I know. It was
It's still funny.
It was
to
so
me.
funny.
I'm gonna keep
It was
doing
so funny because earlier we were talking about J Money and we were talking about how he turns from a bad boy to a sad boy, and I like paused for a second because I was like, "Is Zach gonna do it? Is Zach gonna transition?" And then later on, like I think Harrison said the word sad again, or we were saying sad, and I paused again and I was like, "Is he gonna do it?" But you did it.
I gotta keep you on your toes.
You did it in the best possible way.
Exactly. I gotta keep you guys on your toes, you know? But anyways, sad boy of the week. Honestly, I'm not quite sure I have too many options this week.
This isn't a super sad episode.
It's a sad episode, but I don't think it really falls on any one character specifically.
Yes.
Do you guys have any nominations?
I have... Okay. She's shown up a lot. Stephanie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking Stephanie as well as a nominee.
For the cow thing and being broke.
Well, I was going to get into the recap, but if we honestly have no other nominees...
Oh, wait.
No, I have some nominees.
Yeah, we've got more.
First I'm going to nominate Ramona. Because the faith she has in that shitty website. Yeah. And then getting her
subpar hacking skills.
I'm in.
Her surrogate aunt's computer hacked and then becoming the slave of a 7-year-old. J Money, of course, is complicit in this, but he didn't hack the computer, so I'm sparing him.
But he also calls himself J Money, which I think is also enough for a nomination.
J Money.
J Money.
But that just means he's nominated for every episode.
Yeah, no,
Yeah. Okay.
It's got to be a special J Money kind of thing. Any more nominees from either of you guys?
I think there are like tacit arguments you can make.
Tyler is suggesting Matt's dad.
Matt's dad. I was gonna say Matt's dad, who's just completely oblivious and a little racist.
Yeah. I think we got all the other nominations here. I'd like to nominate the entire country of India.
Oof! What?
For the beating they took.
Sorry about for the beating.
But they're innocent in all this.
I know. I just feel bad for them.
I feel bad for them as well.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was going to say Max, who isn't low status, but is acting very,
very sad. Yeah, that's fair.
Let me run through our nominees.
Okay.
There's Stephanie, who starts out with a walk of shame, which again she's not shameful for. Mm-hmm. Is dirt broke and thus has to work with Kimmy of all people. Buys a sacred cow, or I guess probably rents it. I'd have to talk with Toby about how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Toby's gone. He's not coming back, at least this
Toby
episode.
Is gone.
I'll write down the question for next time.
Yeah. Next time we see Toby, we'll let you guys know.
Then, apparently the party is a bust, and so Stephanie busts out some killer dance moves and gets the party moving again. Mm-hmm. And after all her hard work, accepts in payment a toothbrush and a bus pass. We have our girl Ramona, who tries to hack into a stolen computer so she and J Money can watch R-rated movies. Is so bad at it that they immediately get a virus. Doesn't have the money to fix the computer and has to beg a 7-year-old to fix it. Then when the 7-year-old agrees to lend them the money, she has to rub his feet. She's rubbing the feet of a 7-year-old who she does live with, but who is not her sibling. I just feel like it's a little better with J Money, like they're related, so there's like a dynamic there, but she's just like, it's just this kid and she's rubbing his feet and pampering him.
Yeah.
And then just remains in his debt, not even until the end of the episode. The end of the episode is Max says to them, I've realized you guys don't have to work for me anymore, but you still have to pay me back. So now Ramona's just in the debt of this 7-year-old.
Until further notice.
Oh, wait a second. Oh, I just remembered. Well, Max is a sad boy in this episode. Now he's in debt to 2 people. He owes $50 at least to Max, and like hundreds of dollars to Matt.
Oh, J Money.
Oh, J Money.
Yeah.
J Money. Yeah.
So there's J Money, who's in a lot of debt. Goes through most of the same things as Ramona, and also, might I point out, J Money, which is enough to earn him a spot on its own.
Well, because eventually he stops calling himself J Money, so when he calls himself J Money, I feel like that warrants a nomination.
But then he goes back to calling himself.
Did he go back to calling
J-Money?
himself J Money?
I forget.
He does.
We'll find out.
He does.
We have Dr. Do we ever find out Matt's dad's first name?
Oh,
I'll look it up. You look through. You talk about him. I'll see if I can look. I'll see if I can find his first name.
I've been calling him Doctor.
Yeah, call him Dr. Harmon for now. I'll see if I can find it. Oh, okay. According to IMDb, it's Dr. Fred Harmon.
We have Dr. Fred Harmon. I was going to say, I've been calling him Dr. Harmon. I was just curious.
Yeah.
We have Dr. Fred Harmon, who's retiring and leaving everything to his son, completely oblivious of the feelings of a woman who has worked for him with a lot of dedication for 7 years, co-opts a cultural identity that is not his for funsies, and remains kind of oblivious and maybe slightly racist.
And then gets his car stolen.
That is true.
Yes.
He thinks there's valet service at the party for some reason. So he just pays a guy to steal his car.
That is pretty sad.
That is pretty sad.
Pretty sad. We have Max, who is high status in this episode, but the second he hears that 2 of the older kids might need some money, he takes that to his advantage in the best possible way. He's really milking the situation, which does feel sad to me.
Yeah.
And finally, we have all of India, who takes a real beating this episode.
Yeah.
Poor India.
On behalf of Full House, we'd like to apologize to the country of India and all of its people.
So who do you vote for?
Okay. Well, as much as I really want to vote for the entire country of India because I think it will be funny, I think I'm gonna have to go with Steph on this one, because her entire plot this episode revolves around her just being very sad and a mess of a human being, and even after she saves the day, she's only compensated with a toothbrush and a bus pass, while Kimmy gets a crap ton of Dr. Harmon's money.
I will say I'm definitely between Steph and Ramona. That's where I'm leaning.
So yeah, my vote goes to Steph.
I think I'm gonna go Ramona.
Ooh, so do I have to decide? I have to decide.
Mark's got to break the tie. Well, any reason as to why Ramona, Harrison? So we can stall and give Mark time to think.
I might have my answer actually.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's hear Harrison's explanation first.
Just the fact that she gets roped into this mess in an attempt to conspire with J Money to watch some R-rated movies, which she can easily do in any other way. I don't know. There's something just sad about it.
Here's my thing. I know going into it, I was definitely like Steph all the way. Mm-hmm. But Steph, I'd say, never feels very bad about what she's done. She's kind of bumbling the entire time, but she's never quite positioned. She doesn't quite feel pathetic to me.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Which a sad boy is not always a pathetic boy. Often our sad boys are very happy with how they're acting and how their life is going. But I do think Ramona is more of the sad boy in the classic sense, although it's very close.
Okay. So it seems as though Ramona is officially our sad boy of the week this episode.
Ramona is our sad boy of the week.
Yay!
Yay!
Another point on the leaderboard
Yes.
to Ramona.
Yes. Thus now tying her for second with, of all people, Steph.
Who is first right now?
Steve,
Right.
Well, technically first is us, but not counting us.
right.
We're the sad boys every time.
We're the saddest of boys.
This episode is weird to me because a lot happens, but it feels like nothing happened.
Yeah, I was gonna
It was a
say.
very low-key episode.
I don't know if people can tell from the way we recapped it, but going through it, it was like, oh, and what happens next? I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like I had a lot more trouble remembering everything that happened this episode as, like, when in comparison to other episodes of the series.
Maybe it's like a lot happens, but I don't know if it felt like there were a lot of stakes or like it was a lot of people kind of sitting in problems, not really trying to take actions to address anything.
So with that in mind, guys, we give this episode a C. We don't do letter grades here, but
Are we back to grading letters? We did it in the first
I don't
episode.
know. I
and
just
this
thought
episode.
I thought it'd be a fun joke to just throw in.
I enjoyed it.
Thank you, Mark. I'm glad that you at least enjoy my attempts at humor.
The internet loves numbered and lettered scores for some reason.
But
Mhm.
I think
Indeed.
that's all I had for the episode.
Yeah. Let's take this out.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us in this episode of Fullest House. If you want to find us on social media, please go to Fullest House Pod on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm Harrison Bloom.
I'm Zach Horowitz.
And I'm Mark Greene.
And until next time, may your houses be fuller, and may your parties be racially sensitive. Please.
Bye. Toby!